Hey guys and gals, we're back with you on Sports Talk Plus, the video show that chats about college and pro sports. We specialize in high school sports, which you can hear on ESPN Radio 94.1 each and every Saturday, 10 a.m. to noon, on High School Sports Talk presented by VirginiaPreps.com with yours truly, Matt Hatfield, and this guy, he's the coach, Ed Young from Nansemond River High School in Suffolk.
Me.
He's coached for nearly, how many years have you been coaching? 30?
Too many.
Too many.
Too many. I'll leave it at that. Too many.
This is his side career, side job, post-career. But he still loves coaching. He loves sports. He loves basketball. He loves football. And we're going to talk some college and pro football with you. And if you want to get involved with this video show, send us an email, hatfieldsports@gmail.com. Comment below on the YouTube page. And we can make this Sports Talk Plus brought to you by your business, your company, your establishment. We had Minute Maid for a while. Minute Maid's going to re-up with us later on. So you better beat them to the punch. When you drink Minute Maid Punch, it only takes a minute, but the feeling lasts all day. So, just letting you know.
And it's made up.
We've been in fierce negotiations with them. It's been a lot of fun. They're going to be heavily involved.
We do have a couple people that have shown interest, so we're kind of negotiating, I guess, talking. So jump in here if you want to sponsor and help out, because you're going to get notoriety all over the place. Mm-hmm. Our Saturday morning show, High School Sports Talk, is the #1 rated high school sports talk of its kind in this state. So what do you think we're going to do with this podcast stuff? We're taking it to the top.
We'll do it at whatever place you're at, your restaurant, your company, your store. So let's talk some college football, Ed, first, and then we'll chime in on some NFL things. We did our NFL picks for the week's games on the website, but we're going to make our Super Bowl pick today. We haven't done that yet. The Super Bowl pick, the super duper pick. Last year we both had the Raiders, and that failed miserably. And I'm not touching the Raiders this year with the 10th
That's my team.
Getting rid of Khalil Mack, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So college football games, and sort of look back at last week. I think the storylines were on a national front. Alabama's still great with Tua Tagovailoa taking over at quarterback more than Jalen Hurts. Don't ask Nick Saban about it; he'll bite your head off. Though
he's gonna cut somebody out.
Clemson and Georgia are still great, and they have two young quarterbacks there with Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields. Lawrence with Clemson, Fields at Georgia, that are pushing the main guys in Jake Fromm and Kelly Bryant. And I think Notre Dame beating Michigan was a big deal. Michigan's now lost 17 or 19 consecutive road games against ranked opponents, which is unfathomable. They want to get rid of Harbaugh. I don't think he deserves to be fired, but he definitely doesn't deserve the amount of money he's getting in a raise or a promotion or anything of that nature. He's got to start winning, or he needs to get out of there at Ann Arbor. They're going to bring somebody. They're going to bring Lloyd Carr back, which is
that's not going to
dangerous.
But Notre Dame beating Michigan is not a surprise. I mean, Notre Dame's pretty good too.
The way they beat him up front was, to me, you say it wasn't. I thought it was. I beg to differ.
And Notre Dame's my team, but I'm not going to brag on it because I was sweating that game because Michigan is good. But it's not a surprise that Notre Dame wins.
The Florida schools, the Sunshine State schools, aren't looking too good right now. I know Florida's got a new coach, and Mr. Mullen, they got a W, but Miami, what in the world? LSU
Miami
beats them. Florida State, I mean, Willie Taggart's talking about some weird things with the Virginia Tech faking injuries, and the Hokies just stomped all over the Seminoles. Rough game for FSU. On a closer to home front, Virginia Tech, very impressive job. Let's see how they make this stick. They did it before when they won at Ohio State. I think they look good. Bud Foster's defense, he's one of the best D coordinators in the country, as he showed yet again, with some Virginia flavor, contributing heavily with Trevon Hill up front on the D-line from Salem High School and Ricky Walker out of Bethel High School on that defensive front. And then Old Dominion on a local front. What in the world? Lost to Liberty 52-10. We thought they could win the game. It might be tight. It's 14-10 Liberty at the half. They missed 2 field goals, and in the second half, doors got blown off. Wow. Kentori Matthews, the Tallwood grad, ran for over 100 yards on the Monarchs defense, which was minus Marvin Branch, the Nansemond River product, who you coached in basketball. They'll get him back. But is it worry panic time in Monarch Nation?
No.
Be honest.
No.
I think it is worry panic time. They're gonna be all right.
No.
Yeesh.
Yeah, that's some
by
injuries.
42.
That's some injuries in there, and then. The youngster quarterback still showing his age.
Well, Williams, they put LaRussa in some.
But again, it's first game.
I'm concerned.
Sweat those first couple games out. You get to that game 4. All right, game 4, you're 40% through, or 30%, whatever it is. That's when I start worrying. But I think they'll be okay. But the problem is, too, when you have things going wrong and you're losing, what takes care of it is winning. But who is that next opponent? Sometimes it's not an easy opponent. And that's how those losses can start.
It's fair. They shouldn't cancel the rest of the season or write it off. And Bobby Waters done a fantastic job in building that program up to where it was from the ground up. And they have a lot of experience to overcome the bad start. And you don't want to, like I said, cancel the season. However, you said who's next? So let me rephrase this. Understanding who's on the schedule in the coming weeks with East Carolina and Virginia Tech, Florida Atlantic, North Texas, Western Kentucky Marshall. They have FIU today. Is this a must-win game? Yes or no? Don't beat around the bush. Give me a yes or no answer.
Any game's a must-win.
Oh.
Any game's
Coach
a win.
speak. I can't deal with these coaches.
That's why I say
you guys are nuts.
I never heard a coach ever say, well, you know what, it doesn't really matter if we win or not today. It does.
Let me rephrase the question. Is this a must-win for the Monarchs to seriously have a chance at being bowl eligible for the second time in 3 years and go bowling and not at the alley down the street in Chesapeake?
That one I might say yes, because you can't go worse than 6 wins. Okay. So you want to get as many wins as you can and stay away from that, finishing 5 wins or whatever. So
this would qualify as a must-win for the Monarchs' bowl chances and Ed Young and Matt Hatfield.
Chances, right, okay. To have a great season.
I think they'll get it, though. I think they'll get it.
I mean, if they lost this, that's 0-2. And then they would win the rest of their games. Let's say they win the rest of their games, go to bowl, win the bowl. Are we going to sit back and say, boy, they had a bad year, they lost those first 2 games of the season? No. We're not going to say that. So.
Now, FIU ran the ball pretty well on Indiana, which is my segue to our games for this weekend. Indiana is at home, a 6.5-point favorite against the UVA Cavaliers and Bronco Mendenhall. I think Virginia's going to run the ball on Indiana in similar fashion that FIU did. I'm calling for the Wahoos 23-20 to move to 2-0, and then things will get a lot tougher as they head into conference play.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. When they start getting into conference play, it's going to be tough. So they got to get wins early.
And Virginia losing its 2 best defensive players from last year, Micah Kaiser at linebacker, Quinn Blanning, the defensive back from Bayside High School in Virginia Beach, who was with the Redskins briefly, now a free agent. Got to be encouraged if they can get this win defensively, serve here, that the defense is not leaking oil. They're in decent shape as they go into ACC play, I would think.
Right. That's your non-conference games, especially if you're playing them all early. You're just trying to get everybody loose, get the team ready, establish what you're doing. You want to get wins because nothing like winning, and in terms of momentum building, winning is it. So that when you go right into your conference play, things are smooth. When you struggle with your non-conference games and you're losing them, and then here comes regular season, and you got some powerhouses. You got traditional rival games where people love for you. Boy, it's tough to get through. So these games earlier are big.
You know who has the longest winning streak of any Power 5 school in the country?
I'm taking a wild guess with the Northwestern.
You're a cheater. You
what
just
am I
looked
looking?
at you looked at the screen. You're a cheater.
I look at the screen.
You're a cheating dog.
I remember the reason I do know it is because I did hear that stat last week. They beat Purdue.
They beat Purdue, not chicken the Boilermakers.
Yeah.
They have Duke next, and they are a 3-point favorite against Duke, who beat them last year. Longest winning streak is 9 games. We didn't put this on our picks. You like Northwestern, or do you like Duke?
Northwestern.
So you think Northwestern extends the winning streak. So I'm going to give you real quickly here Northwestern's schedule, and you tell me how many games they can win. They won 10 last year. I believe it was 10.
All right, let's go one at a time. We already know they're
1-0.
Duke
41-17. You got Duke today. They got Akron next.
Hold on. So they beat. So they're 1-0 against Purdue. Yep. I think they'll beat Duke. Duke, that's 2.
Akron,
3.
W. Bye week. And then here's a real barometer game for Pat Fitzgerald to maybe trade jobs with this guy and Mr. Harbaugh. They have Michigan coming to Evanston on September 29th.
I'm going to say Michigan.
I think you're right.
I think Michigan will get it together by then.
They didn't play last year or the year before, but in 2015 it was 38-0 Wolverines.
I go Michigan in this game, but let's see what happens by the time they get there. That's a few weeks away.
I don't know if I totally trust Clayton Thorson, the quarterback, to not turn the ball over against them, too. Michigan, I think, will get Shea Patterson going to a quarterback. He wasn't really crisp in the first game. So next we go into October at Michigan State. That a loss? Yeah, win. Michigan State's got a tough one here coming up with Arizona State.
See, Michigan State's one of those teams when I pick them, they lose, and the other way around, like the New Kent of high school.
39-31, they beat them in triple overtime last year.
I'm going to say, where's the game at?
It's in East Lansing this time.
I'm going to go say Michigan State.
All right, so you have the Wildcats at 3-2, homecoming with Nebraska. And you see why I'm doing this, because we got some teams we're going to talk about here.
Oh, I like Nebraska.
I do too. Scott Frost and company taking on Colorado in a big one. It used to be a marquee matchup. Frost won him a national championship as a player, and oh, by the way, Nebraska coming off its worst season since the early 1960s.
That game's at Northwestern. It's their homecoming. I'm going to go Northwestern.
All right, so that would go 4-2 at Rutgers.
5.
Home against Wisconsin.
Loss.
5-3. Notre Dame comes to
Loss.
Northwestern. They didn't even give it hesitation. At Iowa.
At Iowa. Ooh.
It's a toughie.
I'm going to slide Iowa in overtime.
5-5, right?
Yeah. Ooh.
Then they close up with at Minnesota, PJ Fleck, and home against their in-state rival, Illinois.
They win both of those handily.
So 7-5. That's with a win today. And that's
Yeah.
the longest win streak in the country, which just is baffling to me because I sort of agree with you. They're going to lose probably at least 4 to 5, maybe 6 games.
Yeah.
And they have the longest winning streak in the nation. And all we talk about all the time in college football is how Alabama and Clemson and, throw in Georgia or Ohio State or Oklahoma.
Even Michigan.
And Northwestern has the longest win streak in the country.
And a lot of people wouldn't know that unless you listen to the broadcast when they played
That's
last week.
unfathomable. They don't have any guy that you say is a surefire first-round pick. Anybody that's
No Heisman
All-American. I mean, Patty Fisher, the sophomore linebacker, had 113 tackles last year as a freshman. He's good. But they don't have anybody that's you look at their school's all-time passers and rushers, Brett Bazinez, Justin Jackson, Dwayne Bates. Any of those guys in Canton?
I think they've been there to see the
Visit?
Visit, yeah.
Not trying to knock them. They were fine players at
Right.
Northwestern and legends at Northwestern lore. I'm just sort of flabbergasted by that. Flabbergasted.
It's a good word. I
Yeah.
like flabbergasted.
Flabbergasted.
My words, like shenanigans.
Will you be flabbergasted if any of these teams that we agree on in the matchups we have? Clemson at Texas A&M, we both have Clemson.
Yes.
Georgia at South Carolina, we both have Georgia. It's on
Georgia
my
on
mind.
Yep.
Michigan State at Arizona State, Herm Edwards,
I
sneaky
picked
game.
Michigan State, but I'm here to tell you on the broadcast coming out of my mouth at this moment, Arizona State wins.
You're not changing. You can't do that.
No, I have
now
to go
you-
with what's
you can
on the
say you were
paper.
right.
But I'm
You're
gonna
a
be,
phony.
But I'm going to say it live because I'm live now. I can do it.
phony.
The other one is that. Lee Corso does it. I can do it.
A great big phony. Well, Lee Corso did call Liberty over ODU. Give him
Okay.
credit for that.
Give him credit.
He went not so fast, my friend, put on the headgear, and he was good to go. USC at Stanford. I don't trust the freshman quarterback. And this might be one of Stanford's best teams under David Shaw. Maybe their best team since Andrew Luck was there.
Let me say it again. On paper, I wore out an eraser because I kept
No.
changing it. So I picked Stanford. I'm verbally telling you, Southern Cal wins, and the kid
So
has a
full
good
of crapola.
game. The youngster has a good game. But I'll stick with Stanford
He's full of
on the
crapola.
pick. So if Stanford loses, I lose.
You're full of crapola. Let me tell you.
Can't say crap on the air. It's
I just
illegal.
did it. It's not. It was legal. They didn't bleep me out. I said crapola. It's not crap. It's a different word. I
Our
just said crap
sponsors
now.
will not like that.
Well, no, we'll have to make amends with it. Mississippi State at Kansas State's going on right now. I don't know what the score is. I really don't care all that much.
We both had Mississippi State.
We did. And I think they're a sleeper in the SEC. They're going to make some noise.
They'll sleep on and watch Alabama win the title because they're not.
Well, they have a chance to give a scare into somebody in Auburn, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, somebody that's one of the better teams in the league. Trust me, they're a top 20 team. All right, NFL Super Bowl pick. We did enough on college football. Who do you have in the Super Bowl?
I'm going New England.
Oh, he's so chalky. It's
I
disgusting.
hate New England, but come on.
You're chalky.
I want the Steelers.
I wanna go throw
I
up
love
in
my
a bucket.
Raiders, but they messed me up last year, and they traded Khalil Mack, and they ain't going nowhere. They're not going anywhere. I'm going to go New England, and in the NFC, the easy choice is Green Bay. As long as Aaron Rodgers doesn't get hurt, that's an easy one. Of course, Brady with New England can't get hurt either. New England. Oh, I wish I could pick somebody out of the ordinary. But
Pick somebody. Be different.
I'm going to go with Green Bay. I'm going to go Green Bay.
That's such a chalky. Who wins?
New England.
Why?
Brady and company. Over Aaron Rodgers and his company. I'm going to stick with New England.
I'm here to tell you that will not happen. You may get one of the two teams right. I really like Green Bay a lot in the NFC. I have Aaron Rodgers as my fantasy quarterback, so I'm hoping he has big numbers.
Right, you need numbers.
I need Randall Cobb to do well. I need Aaron Rodgers to do well. I need I have Randall Cobb too. I need the air the ball out and beat the Bears up bad Sunday night. But I told you in the summertime, I like to be different. I like to be a little.
And that you are.
I like to be a little bit outside the box, a little
And most of the time you are.
eccentric. I'm going with an all LA Super Bowl where Jack Nicholson will be there. Diane, is it Keaton or Cannon? I forgot which one. Which one goes to Lakers
Cannon
games?
used to go to Lakers games. Diane Cannon.
Yeah, okay. She'll be there. They'll all be there, all the movie stars. LeBron James will do the coin toss for the Rams and the Chargers. Now, I'm a little worried about the Chargers and their opener against the Chiefs, and I picked the Chargers over the Chiefs, but with Joey Bosa out, I'm a little worried that pass rush. Can they get to the quarterback without Bosa? But I'm going to stick with Phillip Rivers, who's the best quarterback in my eyes in the NFL to never make the Super Bowl of the current ones. I mean, you think of Aaron Rodgers, you think of Brady, you think of Joe Flacco, who's been to the Super Bowl and won it, Eli Manning, Drew Brees, Cam Newton, they've all been there, Ben Roethlisberger. Who am I leaving out? Am I leaving anybody out? I don't think so.
No.
Even Nick Foles won one last year with the Eagles.
Yeah.
Matt Ryan's been to one, and good Lord, is their red zone offense stake. I'm going with the Chargers and the Rams. And if Phillip Rivers have his heart ripped out as the Rams, with all those additions to go with the young quarterback in Goff and Todd Gurley, the best running back in football there, I said it, over Le'Veon Bell, to win the Super Bowl. And it will not be LeBron James and Jack Nicholson holding up the trophy with those guys. It'll be, instead, they'll bring back Kurt Warner to come back. How about that? There you go. The old Ram, great.
Your Ram pick is tremendous, and I probably would have them right behind Green Bay for me.
Thank you.
Charger pick is not going to happen. They're going to be in the playoffs.
Oh, that's nice.
Very conceivably will win the West Division, and probably a game after that, and then that's it.
You know who I'm hearing a lot of talking heads, unlike us talking heads, people are picking is Baltimore. A lot of people close to the league think Baltimore has the best defense in football, which is hard for me to fathom because they don't have Ray Lewis and Ed Reed anymore. But still got T. Sizzle,
Yes.
Terrell Suggs. They do have a lot of really good players on that defense. Baltimore is a trendy pick.
Yeah.
And Pittsburgh is sort of in disarray until Le'Veon Bell comes back. Or are they? Maybe James Conner comes in, runs for 150 yards in the debut, and they say, we don't need Le'Veon Bell. We'll just get rid of him.
Well, I just don't think he'd be consistent. Bell is the more consistent runner that you really got to focus on him. And of course, they can go to their passing game with Antonio Brown. But Bell just got to wake up. I'm a Steeler fan too. I'm a Raider fan, but I'm a Steeler fan, and I'm just frustrated by guys who have contracts. You have a signed contract. You're holding out. You're losing money. You're kind of ticking off your teammates. The season's here. Play well. Then you'll get rewarded for a new contract. It's not like you're going to go homeless and hungry. You got money. I don't know. Sometimes these guys' attitude just gets to me.
All right, so we're doing this on the day before week 1 of the Sunday NFL football action. Give me the game you're most interested to see. And you got Bills, Ravens, Steelers, Browns, Bengals, Colts. We get on this. Titans, Dolphins, Niners, Vikings, Texans, Patriots, Buccaneers, Saints, Jaguars, Giants, Chiefs, Chargers, Redskins, Cardinals, Panthers, Cowboys, Seahawks at Broncos, Bears at Packers, and the Monday Night Football doubleheader of Lions hosting the Jets and Rams at Raiders. If they had to strap you to a chair and you can only watch one game all weekend, what's the one game you want to watch?
I'm prejudiced because of my Raiders. Of
course you
mad.
want
I want to watch it. But
so you're going to stay up till
But we're talking
2 in the
about
morning.
if you're picking the game.
Yeah, what's one game you want to watch?
It would be who's the Giants playing?
Jaguars.
That's going to intrigue me because we're talking a lot about the Giants.
You want to see Beckham and Ramsey fight?
Yeah,
as we
well,
talked
that's a
about.
sideshow
See,
to
there you
it.
go.
But some people. I was very high on Jacksonville at the end of last year, but then coming into this season, a lot of people are saying Jacksonville's going to fall flat on their face. Last year was a farce. I don't know why. So maybe this game will show how these teams go.
That's a great pick. My choice is going to be 49ers at Vikings. Why? Because of the two quarterbacks. I want to see Jimmy Garoppolo. Does he get his first loss? He's got a goose egg right now with losses. And Kirk Cousins getting all that money coming from the Redskins to the Vikings. I want to see those two teams because I think they're both right there on the verge. Vikings got the NFC title game, and the Niners, are they the best team in NFC West? Is it the Rams? You feel like Seattle's going down. They still have Russell Wilson, but they've lost so many guys on defense. How does San Francisco build off last year's finish? Was it a mirage or a sign of more to come?
Yeah, I think there will be more to come. I don't think it's a mirage. It's got to play it out, and let's see what happens with it.
Well, there will always be more to come when you listen to ESPN Radio 94.1. High School Sports Talk every Saturday, presented by VirginiaPreps.com, 10 a.m. to noon. We do the High School Sports Talk Plus video show, and this, the Sports Talk Plus video show. He's Ed Young. I'm Matt Hatfield. Enjoy your football weekend, and we'll do it again sometime in September, it's just a month for football that you remember.
Ah, the sweet sounds of September.